Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Disney Reel. I'm so excited to have you here. This is something that I have been wanting to do honestly for a few years, to have a Disney channel on YouTube. But the reason I haven't done it sooner, honestly, is because it's very scary to put yourself out there, especially online, like to put yourself out there and open yourself up to criticism and negativity. So I've been putting it off for a long time, even though it's something I've wanted to do for several years now. Why I decided to do it now is because basically I'm a disgruntled Disney adult. I have been watching Disney content in terms of like YouTube creators and listening to Disney podcasts for years. I grew up going to the Disney parks, and now I have two kids of my own. I have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, and we've been taking them to the parks since they were little itty bitty. And so Disney for me is a place that's just very special to me. It holds a lot of sentimental value to me, and that really became even more so heightened when my mom passed away 5.5 years ago. Suddenly Disney became not just like a destination for me, but a place where I could go to really feel connected to my mother, because there's just so many memories that I have of my mom and myself in those parks together. So we are that Disney family, and I have immersed myself sort of in that Disney world for several years and followed all these people, and everybody is talking about how great Disney is. And there are a lot of things that are really great about Disney, but nobody's really talking about the things that aren't so great about Disney right now. There have been a lot of changes, especially since COVID, that a lot of us that are sort of in that Disney fandom community have been upset about, and they have resulted in just Disney becoming very, very different than it used to be, and nobody's talking about it. Like, some people are talking about it a little bit, but most people aren't really talking about it, and I understand why. I totally get it. Travel agents aren't going to talk about it, because if they tell their clients about all of this stuff, clients aren't going to go, right? Or more are not going to want to go. If people who are making a living on YouTube sharing videos of Disney World to try to entice people to come there are suddenly telling people about these changes and these things, people aren't going to want to come, and they're not going to want to watch their videos anymore. So they all have something to lose, right? So they're not talking about it. But here's the thing. I don't have anything to lose. I have nothing to lose. So I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And I'm going to make sure that if you're considering a trip to Walt Disney World, that you know all that you need to know to make that decision for yourself and your family. I want you to go into it eyes wide open. I want you to go into it fully informed. My intention is not at all to discourage people from going to Walt Disney World at all. I love Walt Disney World. My family and I are going there soon. But here's the thing. And I will say, a result of my channel may be people choosing not to go to Walt Disney World, okay? And that may be what happens, but that's not necessarily my intention. My intention is simply to educate and inform you, and with honest, real information. So that way you can decide for yourself, knowing all that you know, whether or not you want to take your hard-earned money and put it into a trip to Walt Disney World. I know way too many people who have gone to Walt Disney World over the last few years, spent a ton of money, and come back saying, I never want to go back. And that breaks my heart. But I think one of the reasons that that's happening, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but I think one of the reasons that's happening is because people are going down there not being educated on what's going to happen when they get there. Like, you're going to be asked to pay all these upcharges that maybe your travel agent didn't tell you about, or maybe you were unaware of. And or here's the other thing that I see. People are spending money, say, for Genie Plus, but then they don't know how to use it. So they feel like they've wasted all this money on Genie Plus because they bought it thinking that they were going to be able to do one thing, but because they didn't know how to use it, because nobody taught them how to use it or told them how to use it, they don't really get a maximum benefit from it. So that's my goal. It's not to discourage you from going. It is really just to simply provide real, honest information from somebody who has nothing to lose so that you can make an informed, well-educated decision about your Walt Disney World vacation and what that might look like for you. Now, I do have a couple of goals for this channel that I want to share because I think that's important for you to know, because that will give you an idea of sort of what to expect from me coming up. So my first goal is kind of what I've already talked about. It is to educate and inform, but not just, the great, exciting parts of Disney. We're going to inform you about the reality of Disney, okay? So again, that way you can go into a Disney vacation knowing full well what to expect and how much it's going to cost you and whether or not it's worth it or not worth it. The second goal I have for this channel is I don't want it necessarily just to be for people who are maybe nuanced Disney visitors. I would love for it to become a place of people kind of like-minded as myself, who are passionate Disney fans that love this place, but are so frustrated and as disgruntled as I am about these changes that have occurred, and how sad we are about watching this place that we love turn into sort of this monster almost that has created a class system within the parks and really caters now to the elitists. So I would love for it to sort of become an area where people who are like me in that regard can vent and share and express our frustrations. So that way we feel maybe a little bit better about the situation. I don't know. The last thing, and this is a pipe dream, but I would love for my content and my channel to affect change within the Disney parks. I know this is, as of the taping of this video, I have 3 subscribers, which I'm grateful for. Oh my gosh, I'm grateful for the 3 people that have subscribed. So this is a pipe dream, but I would love for this channel to affect change within the Disney parks. I would love for Bob Iger to see my content and say, you know what? I think maybe we need to rethink some things here. Maybe we need to get back to our core values and really focus on what really matters. And maybe refocus on what Walt's vision really was for these parks. I would love that. I would love that. Maybe one day, right? As Walt said, it started with a mouse and a dream. So for me, it's starting with a YouTube channel and a dream. I hope that gives you an idea of the goals of this channel. In terms of content, I'm still figuring that out a little bit. The first, I think, sort of series of videos that will come out will have to do with our upcoming trip. My family and I are going to Walt Disney World here in the next few weeks, and we will be down there for 10 days. And I will come back and I want to break down for you all exactly what our trip cost. How much it cost, what we got for that, whether or not we used Genie Plus. If we did use Genie Plus, how much did it cost us on top of our park tickets? And what did we get for that money that we paid? Like, I really want to break it down so that you guys can see, again, focusing on the cost of the trip, how much it was and what we got for that money that we spent. And then I'll probably give some feedback as to whether or not I thought it was worth it. I will definitely give feedback as to whether or not I thought it was worth it, because I'm an extremely opinionated person, and I will be sure to share that with you. So that will definitely be sort of the first, I would say, series of videos that comes out in the next few weeks. I haven't decided if I'm going to vlog on this trip, primarily because I do have 2 kids, and I do not plan on including them in my content. Their safety and privacy is top priority for me. So I love the idea of vlogging, but I would need to do it in a way where I feel like my kids' safety is not compromised. So I'm still figuring that out. That may or may not happen. We'll see. I also see myself definitely doing some rant videos. I pretty much rant about Disney on, I don't want to say a daily basis, but definitely almost a daily basis. And so I think I'm going to just start picking up the camera and recording my rants, because you might find them entertaining. I don't know. Somebody, you might not. You might be like, shut up. We don't care what you think. That's fine too. But I feel like, why not? Like, somebody else might feel the same way, and it might be good to have a little bit of community to rant about these things that are going on right now in the parks. I also definitely will be including like planning information, tips and tricks. I have a lot of information to share in terms of how to navigate Disney parks, how to save money in the Disney parks, you know, tips and tricks on how to navigate the Disney parks. I definitely am going to be doing a series at some point on Genie Plus, because I think a lot of people are getting sent down to Walt Disney World by well-intended human beings, i.e. travel agents, but they are not being taught or educated on how to use Genie Plus. So they get down there, they purchase it, and then they get 1 or 2 rides with it, and they think, well, that was a waste of money. Well, yeah, it was, because you should definitely be getting way more than that for Genie Plus. But the problem is, it's not your fault. You were not educated on how to utilize Genie Plus. So that's definitely something I want to include on my channel as well. So lots of different content coming up. Obviously, I will morph and change the content as I see fit, or as you guys tell me what you like or don't like. But ultimately, I want to have fun, and I want to connect with other people who maybe, like I said, feel the same way about Disney, or who are considering a Disney vacation, because ultimately my goal is to just help people figure out if they even want to do this. And if they do decide to do it, I want to help you love it and have the best possible vacation that you can. So I think that's going to be it for today. I hope you'll come along for the ride. I'm excited. I have no idea where our journey is going to take us, but it's going to be fun. I'm excited to have you with me. If you want to join me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell notification button so that you're notified when I upload new content. And I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to keep it magical and always keep it real. Bye, guys.